Do you wake up at 3 a.m. night after night, staring at the ceiling? You're not alone. Over 40% of adults over 60 experience this exact problem. Like Susan, who described feeling trapped in a cycle of exhaustion, watching the hours tick by while the rest of her household slept peacefully. The frustration and fatigue affected everything from her mood to her health. In the next few minutes, I'll share what's really causing your middle-of-the-night wake-ups, beyond what your doctor might have told you. These solutions transformed Margaret from an exhausted insomniac into someone who enjoys 7 hours of deep, restorative sleep, a change that revitalized her entire life. The truth about aging and sleep. Let's talk about what's really happening with your sleep as you get older. Your sleep does change after 60. That's completely normal and happens to everyone. But here's what you need to know. Waking up at 3 a.m. every night and staying awake for hours isn't part of normal aging. I hear this from my clients. I guess this is just what happens when you reach my age. That's simply not true. Yes, some sleep changes come with age, but being wide awake night after night at 3 a.m. isn't one you have to accept. Think about your friends who are your age. Do all of them have terrible sleep? Probably not. Some still sleep pretty well, which shows us that quality sleep is possible after 60. What actually happens to sleep as we age? Your sleep becomes lighter. When you were younger, you spent more time in deep sleep, that wonderful restorative sleep where nothing wakes you up. After 60, you naturally spend more time in lighter sleep stages. It's like the difference between diving deep underwater versus floating near the surface. Near the surface, small waves can easily disturb you. This shift in sleep stages is why you might find yourself waking up more easily to noises, temperature changes, or even slight discomfort that younger people would sleep right through. Your body still needs the same amount of sleep, about 7 to 8 hours, but the quality and depth of that sleep changes. Normal age-related sleep changes include taking a bit longer to fall asleep, having slightly lighter sleep overall, and maybe waking once during the night but falling back asleep quickly. Actual sleep problems that can be fixed include waking up at the same time every night, like 3 a.m., staying awake for long periods, or feeling exhausted during the day. Your body after 60 has different needs for good sleep. The same advice that works for 30-year-olds often doesn't work as well for you. Your body processes caffeine more slowly now. Your natural sleep hormone, melatonin, often decreases, and your body temperature regulation changes. All these factors affect your sleep in unique ways. The good news? Once you understand these age-specific changes, you can make targeted adjustments that work specifically for your over 60 body and brain. The solutions are often simpler than you might think. So why are you suddenly waking up at 3 a.m. after turning 60? Your sleep cycles have definitely changed. You spend more time in lighter sleep and less in deep sleep, making you more likely to wake up. But that doesn't mean you can't sleep through the night. The 3 a.m. wake-up often happens because something else is disrupting that already lighter sleep. Your sleep follows natural 90-minute cycles throughout the night. As you hit a cycle transition around 3 a.m., you briefly come close to wakefulness. For younger people with deeper sleep, this transition goes unnoticed. But for you, any small disruption during this vulnerable time, a slight noise, mild discomfort, or even certain foods digesting, can push you over the edge into full wakefulness. Once you're awake, your mature brain tends to become alert quickly, especially if you start worrying about things or checking the clock. This makes it harder to drift back to sleep than when you were younger. Understanding this cycle gives us clear paths to fix it. I worked with Sam, who's 72, and he hadn't slept through the night in 5 years. He would fall asleep easily at 10 p.m. but wake up precisely at 3:15 a.m. every night. We discovered his body temperature was dropping too much in the early morning hours, triggering wakefulness during his lightest sleep cycle. After adjusting his bedroom temperature and adding a timed heater that activated at 2:30 a.m., he now wakes up briefly maybe once a night and falls right back asleep. He told me he hadn't felt this rested since his 60s. Martha, who's 68, would wake up at 2:30 every morning and stay awake until sunrise. After working together for just 2 weeks on her sleep habits, particularly eliminating her afternoon coffee and implementing a specific breathing technique when she briefly woke up. She now sleeps until 6 a.m. most nights. She said, "I feel like I got years of my life back." Most of my older clients see significant improvements once they understand that their sleep architecture has changed and learned to work with it instead of against it. What makes this approach different is that we're not trying to make you sleep like a 30-year-old again. Instead, we're working with your body's natural changes to maximize the quality of sleep that's possible for you now. Your brain and body repair themselves during sleep. Getting proper rest affects your memory, mood, immune system, and even your risk for serious conditions like heart disease and dementia. That's why fixing these sleep issues is about your overall health and quality of life. Now that we understand what's normal about sleep changes after 60, let's talk about what might actually be causing those frustrating 3 a.m. wake-ups. The causes are often hiding in plain sight, in your daily habits and routines. And the first place to look might surprise you. It's not your bedroom or even your nighttime routine. It's actually what you're drinking in the afternoon. The hidden impact of your evening cup. Let's talk about that cup of coffee you enjoy in the afternoon. It might be keeping you awake much longer than you realize. Many people tell me, "I've been drinking coffee my whole life. It never bothered me before." That's because your body has changed in ways you might not notice. Remember when you could have a cup of coffee after dinner and still fall asleep without any trouble? Those days are gone for most people over 60. That 2 p.m. cup of coffee is likely the exact reason you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Here's what happens. As you get older, your body processes caffeine much more slowly. When you were younger, your body cleared most caffeine from your system in about 5 to 7 hours. Now it can take up to 12 hours to process that same amount. This means that coffee you drink at 2 in the afternoon might still be affecting your body at 2 in the morning. Think of caffeine like a houseguest who used to leave promptly when the party ended, but now lingers until the early morning hours, disrupting your peace long after they should have departed. No wonder you're waking up at 3 a.m. Your body remains under caffeine's influence when you should be in your deepest sleep. I had a client named Bob who swore his afternoon coffee wasn't affecting his sleep. He'd been drinking it for 40 years, after all. When he tracked his sleep for 2 weeks and then cut out his afternoon coffee for another 2 weeks, he was shocked. He went from waking up 3 times a night to sleeping straight through until morning. "I had no idea my body had changed so much," he told me with evident relief. The science is straightforward. As we age, our liver doesn't work quite as efficiently. Since your liver breaks down caffeine, it now takes longer to clear it from your bloodstream. This change happens so gradually that most people don't connect their afternoon coffee with their 3 a.m. wake-ups. Many seniors don't realize all the places caffeine hides. Coffee is obvious, but many teas contain caffeine too. Green tea, black tea, and white tea all contain caffeine. Only herbal teas like chamomile and peppermint are truly caffeine-free. Chocolate is another hidden source, with dark chocolate containing more caffeine than milk chocolate. Some dark varieties having as much caffeine as a quarter cup of coffee. Even more surprising are medications that contain caffeine, especially headache remedies, some cold medicines, and weight loss supplements. Caffeine disrupts sleep by blocking adenosine, a sleep-promoting chemical in your brain that builds up throughout the day to make you feel sleepy at night. When you were younger, your body produced more adenosine and cleared caffeine faster, so this wasn't as problematic. Now, with less adenosine and slower caffeine processing, your sleep cycle gets disrupted much more easily. Consider this timeline. A 2 p.m. cup of coffee in a younger adult would be mostly metabolized by 8 or 9 p.m., allowing normal sleep. In your older body, that same caffeine remains active at 2 a.m. When you naturally shift to a lighter sleep phase around 3 a.m., that lingering caffeine makes it much more likely you'll wake completely, then struggle to fall back asleep. This explains why so many seniors experience the same pattern. Falling asleep initially but waking at 3 a.m. and staying awake. The caffeine isn't strong enough to prevent falling asleep when you're very tired, but it disrupts your ability to stay asleep through lighter sleep cycles in early morning hours. Martha, a 72-year-old client, woke every night around 3 a.m. She drank just 1 cup of coffee daily at 3 p.m. while reading. When she moved that single cup to before 10 a.m., she started sleeping through the night within a week. I never would have connected my afternoon coffee to my sleep problems. I thought I was just getting old, she marveled. The good news. This is one of the easiest fixes for better sleep. Most clients see improvements within days of changing their caffeine habits. Move all caffeine consumption to before 10 a.m. if possible, or at least before noon. Some people find they need to eliminate caffeine completely as they age, while others can still enjoy their morning cup without problems. Everyone's sensitivity differs, so experiment to find what works for you. If you love the ritual of an afternoon drink, try switching to caffeine-free herbal teas or decaf coffee. Make this switch gradually over a week or two to avoid withdrawal headaches. Giving up afternoon coffee might be challenging briefly, but sleeping through the night is worth that short adjustment. Many clients report more energy throughout the day once they're sleeping better, even without that afternoon caffeine boost. While caffeine is often a primary sleep disruptor, it's just one piece of the puzzle. What you eat and when you eat it can impact those 3 a.m. wake-ups just as significantly. In fact, the timing of your dinner might be even more important than what's on your plate. Dinner timing. The surprising sleep thief. Let me tell you something that surprises many of my clients. When you eat your dinner might matter more than what you're actually eating. Have you noticed you're eating dinner later than you used to? This happens to many people after 60. Many of us eat later dinners as we get older. Maybe you're not as hungry during the day as you once were. Or perhaps you're retired now and your schedule has shifted. Some of my clients tell me they eat dinner at 7 or 8 p.m. because that's when their favorite TV shows are on, or because they wait for family members to get home. Here's the problem. That 7 or 8 p.m. dinner might be setting you up for those 3 a.m. wake-ups, even if you're eating healthy foods. You could be eating the healthiest meal in the world, but if the timing is wrong, it can still disrupt your sleep. As we get older, our digestion slows down significantly. When you were younger, your body could digest a meal in about 1 to 2 hours. Now it takes 3 to 4 hours for that same meal to digest. Think of your digestive system like a fire that once burned hot and fast, but now burns slower and longer, taking more time to process the same amount of fuel. This slower digestion directly impacts your sleep. If you eat dinner at 7 p.m. and go to bed at 10 p.m., your body is still actively digesting that food when you're trying to sleep. By 3 a.m., your food has finally moved to a different stage of digestion that can trigger discomfort. I worked with Ruth, who was 73 and woke up almost every night around 2:30 a.m. She usually ate dinner around 7:30 p.m. and went to bed at 10 p.m. When we moved her dinner to 5:30 p.m., she started sleeping through the night within just a few days. She was amazed that such a simple change made such a big difference. When you lie down with food still digesting, it can cause problems that wake you up. This can lead to acid reflux as stomach acid moves up into your esophagus while you're lying flat. Many people don't realize they have mild reflux. You might not feel burning, but the discomfort is enough to wake you up. Frank, who was 68, would wake up every night around 3 a.m. feeling slightly uncomfortable. Not quite pain, not quite nausea, just not right. When he moved his dinner earlier by just 90 minutes, these feelings stopped, and so did his 3 a.m. wake-ups. Your digestion also affects your body temperature, which is crucial for sleep. Your body temperature needs to drop slightly for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. But when you're digesting food, your body temperature rises as your system works to process that meal. This creates a direct conflict. Your body is trying to cool down for sleep, but your digestive system is heating things up. This temperature battle can pull you out of sleep, especially during those lighter sleep cycles we discussed earlier. The ideal timing between your last meal and going to bed is about 4 hours for most seniors. For many people, this means eating dinner around 5 or 6 p.m. if you go to bed around 9 or 10 p.m. I recently worked with Martha, who was convinced her 3 a.m. awakenings were due to anxiety. She'd had dinner at 8 p.m. her entire adult life. "It's just what we've always done," she told me. After much reluctance, she agreed to try moving dinner to 6 p.m. Within a week, she called me in tears. "I've slept through the night 5 days in a row. I can't believe such a simple change fixed something I've struggled with for years." Here are the most effective ways to adjust your evening meal timing. Move dinner earlier gradually. Shift by just 30 minutes each week until you reach a better timing. Or if you can't move dinner earlier, make your evening meal lighter and smaller. Have your larger meal at lunch instead. Choose easier to digest foods for late dinners. Foods lower in fat and protein digest faster than heavy meals. If evening hunger strikes, have a small snack at least 2 hours before bed. Try a small piece of toast with thin peanut butter spread or a few crackers with a small piece of cheese. Remember that hunger can also wake you up, so balance is key. Ellen, age 65, couldn't move her dinner earlier because of family commitments. She started having her main meal at lunch and just a very light supper in the evening. Within a week, she was sleeping until 5:30 a.m. without waking at all during the night. Henry couldn't change his dinner time because of his wife's work schedule. Instead, he switched to lighter dinners with less fat and protein. He went from waking up multiple times per night to sleeping straight through most nights. The good news is that this is one of the easiest sleep problems to fix once you know about it. Many clients see improvements in just a few days after changing their dinner timing. Your body wants to sleep through the night. Sometimes we just need to remove the obstacles preventing it. Just as what happens in your kitchen affects your sleep, what happens in your bedroom plays an equally important role in keeping you asleep through the night. Let's look at how small changes to your sleep space can make a big difference. Creating your sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom might be working against your sleep without you knowing it. Take a moment to look around your bedroom. Has it changed much in the last 5 or 10 years? For many of us over 60, our bedroom setup stays the same for years or even decades. We get comfortable with how things are and don't think to change them. The problem is that your body has changed, even if your bedroom hasn't. Small things in your bedroom that never bothered you before can now become major sleep disruptors. That tiny blinking light from your TV, the slight draft from your window, the distant street noise. Your body after 60 notices all these things much more than it did before. Let me tell you about my client Richard. He was 67 and woke up every night around 3 a.m. His bedroom remained unchanged for 15 years. We discovered 3 small lights in his room from electronics were disrupting his sleep. Once he covered these lights, he started sleeping much better and reported feeling more energetic during his daily activities. Your bedroom should function as a sleep sanctuary, a protective cocoon where every element works in harmony to support your rest. As we age, 3 key environmental factors become increasingly interconnected: temperature, light, and sound. One of the biggest changes as you age is how your body handles temperature during sleep. Research shows most people over 60 sleep better in slightly cooler rooms than younger adults. The ideal temperature for senior sleep is between 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body needs to drop its core temperature to fall into deep sleep. As you age, your body doesn't cool down as efficiently, which means a cool room helps your body reach that sleep-friendly temperature more easily. But there's a catch. While your core needs to be cool, your hands and feet need to be warm. Cold feet or hands can keep you awake or wake you up during the night. I recommend wearing socks to bed if your feet get cold, and keeping a light blanket nearby to add warmth to your shoulders and hands if needed. This combination, cool room with warm extremities, helps most seniors sleep much better. Your sensitivity to light increases significantly as you get older. Even tiny amounts of light can disrupt your sleep because your eyes actually let in less light during the day as you age, making your brain more sensitive to any light at night. Mary, who was 71, had a small digital clock with red numbers facing her bed. When she turned it away so the numbers faced the wall, she stopped waking up at night within a week. Her mood improved dramatically, and she told me she finally felt rested for the first time in years. Sometimes the simplest changes make the biggest difference. Your bedroom should be as dark as possible during sleep. Consider blackout curtains to block outside light or a good sleep mask. Many of my clients initially resisted sleep masks but now won't sleep without them. Sound sensitivity also increases with age. Your brain becomes more alert to possible disturbances. It's a protective mechanism that unfortunately doesn't help your sleep. Small sounds like a ticking clock, a partner's breathing, or distant traffic can pull you from sleep, especially during those lighter sleep stages. Barbara, age 65, lived near a road with occasional night traffic. After 30 years in the same house, she suddenly developed sleep problems. We added a simple white noise machine, which made a huge difference by masking the intermittent road sounds. Within days, she reported feeling more focused and less irritable during the day. White noise machines work well for many seniors by creating a consistent sound backdrop that drowns out irregular noises. You can use an actual white noise machine, a fan, or a white noise app. Some people prefer nature sounds like rainfall or ocean waves. If you share a bed with a partner who snores, consider using soft earplugs. Designed for sleep. They won't block important noises like smoke alarms but can reduce the impact of your partner's breathing sounds. Your mattress and pillows might need updating too. Most mattresses should be replaced every 8 to 10 years. An old mattress can cause pressure points and pain that wake you up. Your pillow affects your breathing and neck alignment during sleep. As you age, you may need more support to keep your airways open and prevent neck pain. Making these changes doesn't have to be expensive. Cover electronic lights with towels or black paper. Add or remove layers rather than changing your thermostat. Try a free white noise app before investing in a machine. Think about making these changes one at a time. Start with the easiest ones: covering lights, adjusting your temperature, or adding some white noise. Even one small change might be enough to help you sleep through those vulnerable early morning hours. After working with hundreds of seniors, I found that environmental changes often make the biggest and fastest difference in sleep quality. Many people struggling with sleep for years suddenly start sleeping better with just a few simple bedroom adjustments. While your sleep environment matters a great deal, what you do before bed might matter even more for preparing your body and mind for sleep. Let's look at how establishing consistent sleep patterns can transform your routine, especially after 60. Remember how you used to wake up for work at the same time every day for years? Your body got used to that rhythm. Now with retirement, many of us enjoy the freedom to stay up late watching our favorite shows or sleep in on a Tuesday just because we can. This newfound freedom feels wonderful after decades of structured schedules. But here's the surprising truth. This schedule freedom might actually be causing your sleep problems. Your internal body clock becomes much more sensitive as you age. It's like a finely tuned instrument that needs careful handling. When your sleep and wake times bounce around from day to day, your body gets confused about when it should be producing sleep hormones. Thomas, age 67 and newly retired, told me, "I finally have the freedom to sleep whenever I want. Some days I stay up until midnight watching movies. Other days I go to bed at 9 p.m. But Thomas was also waking up almost every night around 3 a.m. and couldn't fall back asleep. His inconsistent schedule was directly causing his sleep problems. As we age, the part of the brain that controls our sleep-wake cycle actually changes. Scientists call this your circadian rhythm, controlled by a tiny group of about 20,000 cells in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your internal timekeeper. With age, this timekeeper's signals weaken, making consistent habits essential to reinforce them. Eleanor, 72, experienced this firsthand. She would force herself to stay up until 11 p.m. for her favorite TV shows, even though her body naturally wanted to sleep at 9 p.m. and wake at 5 a.m. When she finally aligned with her body's natural timing rather than fighting against it, her middle-of-night waking stopped completely within 3 days. Going to bed and waking up at consistent times strengthens your body's natural sleep signals. Your brain releases sleep hormones at the right times, and your body temperature drops on schedule to help you stay asleep. Inconsistent timing directly connects to those 3 a.m. wake-ups because sleep follows natural 90-minute cycles between deeper and lighter sleep. Around 3 a.m., most people naturally rise to a period of lighter sleep. With a strong sleep rhythm, you pass through this light phase without fully waking. With an irregular schedule, Your body becomes uncertain whether to remain asleep during this vulnerable time. Setting a consistent sleep schedule doesn't mean living like you're still working. You can choose times that work for your lifestyle. The important part is keeping those times the same, within 30 minutes, every day, including weekends. Martha, 65, loved staying up late for Friday night card games with friends. She also woke up at 3 a.m. almost every night. When she kept her wake-up time consistent every day, even after card night, her sleep improved dramatically within a week. She continued enjoying her social activities without disrupting her entire sleep pattern. To establish a consistent schedule that works with your lifestyle, start with small changes. First, pick a wake-up time that feels natural and stick with it every day, no matter what. Your morning wake-up time sets your entire day's biological clock. Then work backwards to find your ideal bedtime. Most people over 60 need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, though some do fine with 6. If you want to wake up at 6 a.m., try going to bed between 10 to 11 p.m. consistently. Pay attention to when you naturally feel sleepy in the evening. Those are important signals from your body. Make changes gradually. If your schedule is currently irregular, shift by just 15 to 30 minutes every few days until reaching your target times. Small adjustments give your body time to adapt. Robert, 70, had a completely random sleep schedule, sometimes falling asleep on the couch at 8 p.m., other nights staying up until midnight. His wake-up times ranged from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., leaving him constantly tired. We started by setting a consistent 7 a.m. wake-up time. Within a week, he naturally started feeling sleepy around 10:30 p.m. each night as his body found its natural rhythm with a consistent morning anchor. The most remarkable aspect of this approach is how quickly it works. Many clients see improvements from consistent sleep timing within just 5 to 7 days. Barbara, 68, hadn't slept through the night in 3 years. She tried a consistent sleep schedule, keeping her bedtime at 10 p.m. and wake time at 6 a.m. every day. By the 5th day, she slept through the night without waking. "I can't believe something so simple made such a big difference," she said. "I thought I needed sleeping pills, but I just needed a schedule." Even if you try nothing else we discuss, establishing consistent sleep and wake times could transform your sleep completely. It's free, has no side effects, and works with your body's natural processes. Your daytime habits are just as important as your nighttime routine for setting this healthy sleep rhythm. In fact, what you do in the morning hours might be the most powerful tool of all for fixing those 3 a.m. wake-ups. Let's talk about how sunlight can be your sleep's best friend. Sunlight, your sleep's best friend. The sunshine you get today will determine how well you sleep tonight. It might sound too simple to be true, but light is one of the most powerful tools for fixing sleep problems, especially for those of us over 60. When was the last time you spent a full hour outside during daylight? For many seniors, outdoor time decreases significantly as we age. We're less likely to have jobs that take us outside. We might have mobility issues that make getting outdoors more challenging. Sometimes weather concerns or safety worries keep us indoors more than we'd like. This reduced sunlight exposure might be the hidden cause of your sleep problems, especially those frustrating 3 a.m. wake-ups. Many of my clients are surprised when I focus on their daytime sunlight exposure to fix their nighttime sleep issues. They expect me to talk about their bedroom or evening habits, not what they're doing at 9 in the morning. Here's how natural light affects your sleep. Your body has an internal clock that relies on light exposure to know when to be awake and when to sleep. Morning sunlight entering your eyes sends a powerful signal to your brain saying, "It's daytime now. Time to be alert." Like a natural alarm clock, these golden rays kickstart a chain reaction in your body that affects your sleep 16 hours later. Harold, age 72, had spent years sleeping poorly. He typically stayed indoors with blinds closed to prevent TV glare. When he started getting 30 minutes of morning sunlight daily, his sleep improved within a week. "I had no idea the sunshine I got in the morning would help me sleep better at night," he told me. When sunlight enters your eyes, it stops your body from producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. This is essential for good sleep later. By clearly stopping melatonin production in the morning, your body can produce more melatonin at bedtime. It's like pressing a reset button on your internal clock each morning. As we age, our eyes let in less light. The lens yellows and thickens, blocking more light from reaching your retina. By age 60, your eyes might let in only half as much light as they did at 20. This means seniors need more light exposure to get the same benefit younger people get. There's a direct connection between morning sunlight and staying asleep during those early morning hours around 3 a.m. Your internal clock runs on a roughly 24-hour cycle. Without a strong morning light signal, your body gets confused about when this cycle starts and ends. This confusion often manifests as waking too early. Dorothy, 68, woke up at 2:30 every morning in her apartment with little natural light. After she began spending 30 minutes on her balcony each morning having coffee, she started sleeping until 6 a.m. within just 2 weeks. She paused, then said with amazement, "The morning light reset my internal clock to a normal pattern." You don't need outdoor marathons to benefit. Sitting by a bright window helps, though direct outdoor light is 50 to 100 times stronger than indoor light, even on cloudy days. Porches, balconies, or yards all work. Even opening all blinds and curtains first thing helps significantly. For those with mobility limitations, move your favorite chair near the brightest window for morning activities. Have breakfast by a window instead of in a dimly lit kitchen. If using a walker or wheelchair, sitting just inside an open door for 15 minutes helps tremendously. Morning light works best, but any daylight exposure beats none. If mornings don't allow outdoor time, midday light still helps. The key is consistent bright light exposure daily. This solution costs nothing and offers additional health benefits. Sunlight helps produce vitamin D, improves mood, and strengthens your immune system. Many clients report feeling happier and more energetic with increased daily sunlight. Marge, 75, had taken sleeping pills for years. She started spending 30 minutes on her front porch every morning, regardless of weather. Within a month, she worked with her doctor to reduce her sleep medication. 3 months later, she no longer needed it. "I can't believe," she told me with tears in her eyes, "something so simple made such a big difference." Even in winter or rain, outdoor light outpowers indoor lighting. On cloudy days, stay outside slightly longer, 45 minutes instead of 30. During very cold weather, even 10 to 15 minutes broken throughout the day helps. Light therapy boxes can help during winter or limited mobility periods. These devices mimic outdoor light without harmful UV rays. Using one for 20 to 30 minutes each morning reinforces your natural rhythms. Choose a proper light therapy box, at least 10,000 lux. Most seniors need at least 30 minutes of morning sunlight to set their sleep cycle and prevent 3 a.m. wake-ups. This doesn't require all-at-once exposure. 3 10-minute periods throughout the morning work too. Consistency matters most. Jean, 70, always considered herself a night owl, who couldn't fall asleep before midnight but would wake at 3 a.m. exhausted. After getting 30 minutes of morning light and maintaining a consistent wake-up time, her body naturally felt sleepy around 10 p.m. Her supposed night owl tendency wasn't natural, just a confused internal clock. While light helps set your sleep clock, your activity level throughout the day also plays a crucial role in sleep quality. Many people don't realize that how much you move during the day directly affects how deeply you sleep at night. Movement matters. The exercise-sleep connection. The right kind of movement during the day can help you sleep through the night. It's really that simple. Many of my clients are surprised when I ask about their daily activity levels when they come to me with sleep problems. I've noticed that many of us move less as we get older. This happens for all sorts of reasons. Maybe your knees hurt when you walk too far. Perhaps you're worried about falling. Or maybe you've simply gotten out of the habit of regular movement after retirement. When you were working, you might have walked to catch the bus or moved around an office. Now those built-in activities are gone. This decrease in daily movement directly connects to those nighttime wake-ups that leave you staring at the ceiling. Your body is like a well-oiled machine that requires regular movement to function properly. Without daily activity, the machine grows stiff and restless when it should be powering down. When you move during daylight hours, your body recognizes the need for restorative sleep at night. Physical activity regulates the hormones that control your sleep-wake cycles. Exercise increases adenosine production, a chemical that builds sleep pressure throughout the day. It also helps your body produce melatonin at the appropriate times, your sleep hormone that signals when to fall asleep and stay asleep. George, at 73, had become nearly immobile in his recliner for years. He woke up 4 or 5 times nightly, leaving him exhausted and irritable during the day. When he began taking a 15-minute morning walk, he started sleeping for longer stretches. After 3 weeks, he was only waking once to use the bathroom, then falling right back to sleep. I never realized how much my lack of movement was affecting my mind, he told me. Now I actually look forward to bedtime instead of dreading it. The timing of exercise matters significantly. Morning activity resets your internal body clock, similar to morning sunlight. It signals your body to be awake and active now, which helps trigger sleep hormones later. Conversely, evening exercise, especially within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime, can raise body temperature and stimulate your brain, making sleep more difficult. This effect often intensifies as we age. Ruth, 68, started vigorous stretching exercises right before bed because she read that exercise helps sleep. This actually worsened her sleep problems. When she moved those same exercises to morning, her sleep improved within days. You don't need intense workouts for better sleep. Gentle, joint-friendly exercises work wonderfully, especially after 60. Research confirms that low-impact activities like walking, water exercise, and gentle stretching significantly improve sleep quality when done regularly. Walking stands out as perhaps the simplest effective exercise for better sleep. Just 20 to 30 minutes at a conversational pace can make a substantial difference. If that feels overwhelming, start with 5 minutes and gradually increase. Water exercises provide an excellent option for those with joint pain. The water supports your body weight while still providing muscle resistance. Many community pools offer senior-specific classes, adding a social component that further regulates sleep patterns. Gentle stretching releases muscle tension that might keep you awake. Even 10 minutes of morning stretching targeting shoulders, back, and legs can improve that night's sleep. For limited mobility or chronic pain, chair exercises work effectively. Seated marching, arm circles, and gentle twists engage major muscle groups. Marion, with severe arthritis, believed exercise impossible given her walker dependency. We started with just 5 minutes of seated arm movements 3 times daily. Within 2 weeks, her sleep improved so dramatically she sought more movement options. She now completes 15 minutes of chair exercise each morning and sleeps soundly most nights. Tai Chi and gentle yoga combine movement with breathing and mindfulness, calming your nervous system effectively. Many senior centers offer modified classes specifically for older adults. Consistency matters more than duration or intensity. Daily movement, even briefly, helps more than weekly longer workouts. Incorporate movement into your routine like any other daily habit. A Northwestern University study found that middle-aged and older adults with sleep problems who exercised aerobically 4 times weekly transformed from poor sleepers to good sleepers. They reported decreased depression, increased energy, and reduced daytime sleepiness. The best sleep-improving exercises after 60? Low-impact activities like walking, water exercise, and gentle stretching performed earlier in the day. Choose activities you enjoy. Starting small and building gradually ensures sustainability. Helen, 70, consistently woke at 2 a.m. unable to fall back asleep. After beginning 20-minute morning walks with her neighbor, within 3 weeks she slept until 5 a.m. without waking. The transformation extended beyond her sleep quality. Her mood brightened, and she reconnected with her community through these daily walks. While physical movement nourishes your body's sleep needs, your mind requires proper care too. Many clients find combining daily physical activity with mental relaxation techniques works best for solving sleep problems. Let's talk about how to calm that racing mind that keeps you awake when you should be sleeping. Calming the 3 a.m. mind. Those nights when you wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind suddenly racing, they're not just annoying, they're actually something you can fix. I've worked with countless people over 60 who tell me the same thing. I fall asleep just fine, but when I wake up in the middle of the night, my brain turns on like a light switch, and I can't turn it off. It's strange how our minds become most active exactly when they should be resting deeply. You lie there thinking about tomorrow's doctor appointment, worrying about your grandchildren, planning your garden, or replaying a conversation from 30 years ago. The quiet darkness amplifies every thought like a megaphone, turning mild concerns into runaway trains that barrel through your consciousness. These middle-of-night thought spirals create a pattern that becomes harder to break each time it happens. Your brain actually learns this pattern: wake up, worry, stay awake, and gets better at repeating it night after night. When worry thoughts start, your body responds physically. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense up, and stress hormones like cortisol start flowing. These physical responses make it nearly impossible to fall back asleep. Your body prepares for action when it should be resting. As we age, our brains process stress differently. The part that handles emotional regulation changes, causing many seniors to react more strongly to worries at night. Things that might not have bothered you during your working years can suddenly keep you wide awake at 3 a.m. Martha, who was 71, would wake up every night worrying about her adult children. "I never used to be a worrier," she told me. "Now I lie awake thinking about problems I can't even solve." Her experience is common. Our brains simply process stress differently as we age, especially during those vulnerable nighttime hours. The good news is that there are simple techniques to quiet your mind. First, create a worry-free zone before sleep. About an hour before bedtime, write down any concerns that might keep you awake. This simple act of putting them on paper tells your brain, "I've dealt with this for now." Robert, 68, had financial worries that plagued him at night. We started a worry journal where he'd write down his concerns before bed, adding one small action he could take the next day. Having a plan made all the difference, he shared. His nighttime wake-ups reduced by half within the first week. For those inevitable times when you do wake up with racing thoughts, having specific techniques ready helps immensely. Instead of watching the minutes tick by, try focused breathing. Place one hand on your stomach and breathe slowly, making your belly rise and fall. Count each breath. Inhale for 4, hold for a moment, exhale for 6. The counting gives your busy mind something simple to focus on. Body scanning pairs well with breathing techniques. Start at your toes and slowly work upward, relaxing each part of your body. I'm relaxing my toes. I'm relaxing my feet. This gentle focus pulls your mind away from worries and back to physical sensations of rest. Joan, 75, broke her worry cycle with a simple mantra. When she woke up concerned about her health, she would repeat, "I am safe right now." Nothing needs solving at 3 a.m. Find a calming phrase that resonates with you. Many people make the mistake of checking the time when they wake up. Seeing that it's 3 a.m. often triggers panic about lost sleep, creating anxiety that makes falling back asleep even harder. Turn your clock away from your bed to avoid this trap. Light exposure matters too. If you need to use the bathroom, keep lighting very dim. Even brief exposure to bright light signals your brain to wake up fully. A small night light works much better than overhead lighting. Margaret, 70, struggled with planning thoughts at night. "I lie there making grocery lists and planning my week," she told me. Her worry journal became a planning journal. When planning thoughts came at 3 a.m., she would quickly write them down and tell herself, "I've captured that thought. Now is for sleeping." This simple act freed her mind to return to rest. These mental techniques can break the cycle when practiced consistently. Your brain forms habits, both good and bad. Right now, it might have a habit of waking and worrying. With practice, you can help it form a new habit of returning to sleep. Consistency matters more than perfection. Martha noted, I felt like I was doing the breathing wrong at first, but I kept trying. After about a week, I was falling back asleep much faster. Give any new technique at least 7 nights before deciding if it works for you. For especially persistent thoughts, saying worries out loud briefly can help, like letting the thought have its say so it can rest. Acknowledge the concern quietly. Yes, I'm worried about my appointment. I've written it down for tomorrow. This can be surprisingly effective. Start by choosing just one technique to practice every night for a week. Your brain needs repetition to form new habits, so consistency with a simple approach works better than trying something different each night. While these techniques help many seniors overcome nighttime worry, sometimes sleep issues have medical causes. When medications persist despite trying these approaches, those pills you take to stay healthy might actually be keeping you awake at night. It's one of the most overlooked causes of sleep problems after 60. If you're taking medications regularly and experiencing those frustrating 3 a.m. wake-ups, there might be a connection. Most of us take more medications as we get older. You might be taking pills for your heart, your blood pressure, pain, or other health conditions. These medications help manage important health issues, but some of them can also affect your sleep in ways you might not realize. I worked with Helen, who was 73 and took 5 different medications each day. She woke up like clockwork at 3 a.m. every night and couldn't fall back asleep. When we reviewed her medications with her doctor, we discovered that one of her heart medications was likely causing her sleep problems. Her doctor adjusted the timing, and within 2 weeks, she was sleeping much better. Several common medications can disrupt your sleep. Heart medications, especially beta blockers, can reduce your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. Pain relievers initially help you fall asleep, but then cause you to wake up a few hours later as their effects wear off. This might explain why you fall asleep fine but wake up at that same early morning hour night after night. Diuretics, water pills that help control blood pressure, can cause multiple nighttime bathroom trips when taken later in the day. Some antidepressants have stimulating effects, potentially contributing to middle-of-the-night wake-ups. Blood pressure medications can cause vivid dreams, nightmares, leg cramps, or restless legs. Even over-the-counter medications containing caffeine or other stimulants can disrupt sleep. Robert, 68, took medication for his arthritis pain every evening before bed. He would fall asleep quickly but wake up around 2:30 a.m. and stay awake for hours. When his doctor suggested taking the medication earlier in the evening, his sleep improved dramatically within just a few days. The timing of when you take your medications can make a huge difference. Diuretics usually work best when taken in the morning, allowing them to work throughout the day rather than at night. Some blood pressure medications also work better for sleep if taken in the morning. Mary, 70, took her blood pressure medication each evening with dinner and would wake up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart. Her doctor suggested taking the medication in the morning instead, and her sleep improved within a week. This simple timing change made a huge difference. I want to be very clear about something important. Never stop taking any prescription medication without talking to your doctor first. Even if you suspect a medication is affecting your sleep, stopping suddenly could be dangerous or cause serious side effects. The right approach is to schedule a medication review with your doctor. Bring a complete list of everything you take, including prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, supplements, and vitamins. Also bring a sleep diary noting when you wake up at night and how you feel the next day. Your doctor can help determine if any of your medications might be affecting your sleep. They might suggest adjusting when you take certain medications, changing the dosage, or switching to different medications that have less impact on sleep. Frank, 75, took 3 different heart medications and hadn't slept through the night in years. His doctor suggested a few minor adjustments to when he took each medication. Within 3 weeks, Frank was sleeping 6 hours straight. I wish I had mentioned my sleep problems years ago, he told me. Sometimes the benefits of medications outweigh sleep disruptions. Your doctor can help you balance these factors. In some cases, They might suggest adding a short-term sleep medication while adjusting your other medications to help during the transition period. If your doctor doesn't seem concerned about your sleep problems, don't hesitate to bring it up again or seek a second opinion. Sleep is essential for your health, not a luxury. Good doctors understand that poor sleep affects every aspect of your health and quality of life. Jean, 69, discovered that her thyroid medication worked better when taken in the morning than at night. This simple change improved her sleep quality dramatically. "I had no idea the timing mattered so much," she told me. The good news is that medication-related sleep problems often respond very well to adjustments in timing or dosage. Many of my clients see improvements within days or weeks once the right changes are made. Your body wants to sleep. Sometimes we just need to remove the obstacles in its way. Working with your doctor to optimize your medications is one of the most effective steps you can take for better sleep. Doctors don't always ask about sleep quality during regular visits, so bring up your sleep concerns at your next appointment. If these medication adjustments don't yield results after a few weeks, it may be time to seek specialized help. Sometimes there are underlying sleep disorders that need professional attention beyond medication timing. Let's explore when it's appropriate to seek specialized support for your sleep problems. When to seek professional help. Sometimes the self-help approaches we've discussed aren't enough to solve sleep problems. It's important to know when it's time to talk with your doctor about what you're experiencing. Many of us try to fix our sleep problems on our own for months or even years before seeking help. We might think sleep troubles are just part of getting older or not important enough to bring up with our doctor. But certain sleep issues can be signs of underlying health conditions that need medical attention. Your sleep problems might be telling you something important about your health that shouldn't be ignored. Sleep affects every part of your health, from your heart to your brain. If you've tried the approaches we've discussed for several weeks and still have trouble sleeping, it's time to talk with your doctor. Don't wait until you're completely exhausted to get help. Pay attention to these specific warning signs that signal it's time to see a doctor. Breathing issues during sleep, loud snoring, gasping, choking sounds, or pauses in breathing that others notice. A daytime sleepiness despite spending adequate time in bed. Taking more than 30 to 45 minutes to fall asleep most nights despite feeling tired. Uncomfortable sensations in your legs with an urge to move them at night. Physically acting out dreams, punching, kicking, yelling. Falling asleep at inappropriate times, during conversations or meals. Before seeing your doctor, keep a sleep diary for 1 to 2 weeks. Record when you go to bed, when you wake up, how many times you wake during the night, how you feel during the day, and any medications you take. This diary creates a bridge between self-help strategies and professional treatment by providing your doctor with valuable information for an accurate diagnosis. Several common sleep disorders affect seniors and require professional attention. Sleep apnea causes repeated breathing pauses that disrupt rest and reduce oxygen levels. It's common after 60, especially with weight gain or certain facial structures. Without treatment, sleep apnea increases risk of high blood pressure, heart problems, and stroke. Persistent insomnia that lasts for months needs medical attention. Long-term insomnia can both cause and result from health issues like depression or anxiety. Professional treatment often helps break this cycle. Restless leg syndrome creates uncomfortable sensations and an overwhelming urge to move the legs, especially in the evening. Several medical conditions and medications can worsen it, which is why doctor involvement helps. REM sleep behavior disorder causes people to physically act out their dreams. This can be dangerous for both you and your sleep partner. It's more common in older men and sometimes signals early stages of neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease. When you visit your doctor, they'll likely take a detailed sleep history and may perform a physical exam. Be honest about your sleep environment, exercise habits, and caffeine or alcohol intake, even if some habits aren't ideal. Your doctor needs the full picture to help properly. Depending on your symptoms, your doctor might recommend a sleep study, polysomnography. This usually involves spending a night in a sleep lab where body functions are monitored while you sleep. Most sleep labs are set up like hotel rooms with minimally disruptive equipment. Some studies can now be done at home with portable equipment, though these collect less information than lab studies. Treatment options vary by condition. Sleep apnea is often treated with a CPAP machine that delivers air pressure through a mask to keep your airway open. For insomnia, cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, CBTI, are frequently recommended, sometimes with short-term medication. Restless leg syndrome might be treated with lifestyle changes and medication after checking for underlying causes like iron deficiency. Getting proper treatment can transform your quality of life. Betty, a 72-year-old with severe undiagnosed sleep apnea, experienced this transformation firsthand. "I didn't realize how tired I had been until I finally got good sleep," she told me after treatment. "It's like I have a new life." So when should you talk to your doctor? If your sleep issues persist after trying solutions for 2 to 4 weeks, or if you have symptoms like loud snoring, gasping, or extreme daytime sleepiness, seek professional help. Your sleep significantly impacts your overall health. Getting help isn't admitting defeat, it's taking care of your health effectively. Sometimes the best self-care is knowing when to bring in professional help. Let's wrap up with what you can realistically expect as you work to improve your sleep, whether through self-help strategies or professional treatment. Your path to better sleep. Expectations and timeline. Improving your sleep takes time, so let's talk about what you can really expect. Many of my clients get frustrated when they don't sleep better after just a few days of making changes. I remember Sarah, who was 72. She tried a new bedtime routine for 3 nights and then told me, "This isn't working. I'm still waking up at 3 a.m. How would it feel to wake up refreshed each morning, without those frustrating middle-of-the-night interruptions?" This vision is achievable, but it requires patience. The truth is, sleep problems that have developed over months or years won't disappear overnight. When you expect immediate results and don't get them, it's easy to give up on solutions that would actually work if given enough time. Your body needs time to adjust to new patterns. Most seniors see gradual improvements over 2 to 4 weeks, not 2 to 4 days. Here's what you can typically expect. Within 5 to 7 days, benefits from a consistent bedtime routine, or initial improvements from reducing afternoon caffeine, some relief from adjusting meal timing. Within 1 to 2 weeks, benefits from morning sunlight exposure, further improvements in falling asleep, a noticeable energy increases during the day. Within 2 to 4 weeks, full benefits from regular exercise, a significant reduction in nighttime wake-ups, improved mood and mental clarity, a better sleep environment, adjustments fully working. Progress rarely happens all at once. You might notice you fall asleep more easily first, but still wake up at night. Or you might find you still wake up but fall back asleep much faster than before. One common pattern is seeing small improvements for a few days, then a night or 2 of poor sleep, then more consistent improvements. This up and down pattern is completely normal. Many people give up during one of those down nights, thinking the changes aren't working. But the overall trend over weeks rather than day by day usually shows improvement. I worked with Tom, who was 68 and kept a simple sleep log. The first week, he woke up 3 to 4 times nightly. The second week was mixed, some nights with only 1 to 2 wake-ups, but still a few difficult nights. By the third week, he consistently woke up just once most nights. The pattern of improvement became clear when viewing the entire period. Keeping track of your sleep helps you see these patterns. Don't get obsessive about tracking every minute. That can create anxiety that makes sleep worse. Instead, just note basics. How long did it take to fall asleep? How many times did you wake up? How did you feel during the day? A simple paper by your bed where you record, fell asleep, easily, medium, hard, and number of wake-ups each morning gives valuable information. Review your week every Sunday to spot patterns and stay motivated by even small improvements. As sleep improves, benefits ripple throughout your daily life. Many clients report more energy within 2 weeks, followed by sharper thinking and memory within 2 to 3 weeks. Mood improvements usually follow next. Physical benefits like reduced blood pressure, decreased pain levels, and easier weight management typically emerge after 3 to 4 weeks of consistent good sleep. Jack, age 70, had tried everything for his joint pain. After a month of sleeping through the night, he told me, "My knees still hurt, but not nearly as much as before. I never connected my sleep problems with how much pain I felt during the day." Ruth, 74, had accepted feeling tired as just part of getting older. After working on her sleep for about a month, she shared, "I feel like I got years of my life back. I have energy to play with my grandchildren again. I'm interested in my hobbies again. I laugh more." If you're working with your doctor on treatments like CPAP for sleep apnea, you might see dramatic improvements within days, though it can take 2 to 3 weeks to get comfortable with the equipment. Medication timelines vary depending on the specific prescription. The key is consistency. Sleep responds to regular patterns more than anything else. Even without immediate results, stick with your new sleep-friendly habits. Your brain and body are rebuilding natural sleep pathways that may have weakened over time. Start with just 2 to 3 changes rather than overhauling everything at once. Most people find that a consistent wake-up time, morning sunlight, and either adjusted caffeine timing or evening routine changes make a good starting combination. Add other changes slowly as these first ones become habits. This approach is like rebuilding any skill. It takes practice and patience. You wouldn't expect to run a mile after years without exercise without training time. Your sleep skills need the same patient rebuilding. Let's review what we've learned about solving those frustrating 3 a.m. wake-ups. We've covered how normal age-related sleep changes make you more vulnerable to disruptions, and how factors like caffeine, meal timing, your bedroom environment, and consistent schedules affect your sleep after 60. We've examined how morning sunlight and appropriate physical activity help regulate your sleep cycle, and how to manage worries that wake you up during the night. Your sleep can get better. I've seen people in their 80s who've had sleep problems for decades finally sleep through the night. The human body wants to sleep well. You just need to remove what's standing in the way. Start with just one change this week. Maybe move your caffeine to before 10 a.m. Or spend 20 minutes in the morning sunlight. Or set a consistent bedtime and wake-up time. Take that first small step today. Like Maria, who now sleeps soundly after 30 years of insomnia, your transformation awaits. Good sleep means energy for family, hobbies, and a fulfilling life. You were designed to sleep well. Make today the beginning of your sleep revival.